Today I will run down a 2023 psychological thriller film titled Inside.
System malfunction.
This movie tells the story of a man who gets locked inside a smart house during a robbery and is left without food, water, or control over the temperatures. Please be advised that there will be spoilers ahead of this video, so chill out and enjoy it as I narrate it for you. The movie opens up with an aerial view of New York City, shows a helicopter hovering over one of the skyscrapers. Nemo, the burglar, lands on the roof, slashes through the safety netting and slips inside. After turning off the security system, he has 7 minutes to complete his plan. The man quickly gathers all the fine items and artwork, but he is unable to locate Egon Schiele's self-portrait. Nemo consults with his partner by radio and proceeds to the video installation room, but there is nothing in that room either. Once he realizes that time is running short, he decides to head out. But the alarm system goes off as a result of his partner giving him the wrong code. Afraid of the consequences if he's caught, Nemo's partner abandons him. The thief tries to break the glass to escape, but nothing comes out. Then he tries to disconnect the device in order to silence the alarm, but fails. Nemo first smashes the lights and then looks for speakers to end the unbearable sounds. After a while he succeeds in silencing the alarm. The robber returns to the wooden door and intends to break through it with the use of his pocket knife. However, the penthouse's temperature has begun to rise due to its malfunctioning system. The thief feels thirsty and wants to drink water, but only a few drops come out of the sink tap. Nemo decides to go to the refrigerator, and the virtual assistant tells him that he needs to restock on food. When Nemo returns to the door, he notices that a steel layer is hidden under the wooden layer. He then calls his partner out of desperation, but all he gets back is silence. After getting drinks, rotten cookies and black caviar from the refrigerator, he heads to the TV, which is linked to the building's security camera system. Nemo retires to bed after satisfying his hunger with the cookies. He runs to the glass door when he hears the sound of a helicopter in the morning, hoping it is for his friend coming back for him, but all he sees is a pigeon perched on the netted terrace. The smart home's temperature already reaches 33 degrees, so he washes himself in the pool at the greenhouse, then makes another attempt to get in touch with his partner. However, the phone isn't working and the owner's computer doesn't either. Nemo walks around the house looking for something that might be useful to him. He discovers the penthouse owner's schedule, who has left for work trips in Kazakhstan, and learns that the house will be empty for the next 2 weeks. The man continues to wander around the house. He finds rotting oranges, which he tries to use to shatter the glass, but is unsuccessful again. Soon, Nemo discovers that there are glass hatches that would help him escape if he opened them. The thief then begins to improvise a pyramid out of the furniture in the home to reach the roof. He finds a plant watering hose in the greenhouse during the break, but it is inoperable just like the rest of the water supply system. He uses the pool water to wash himself, then consumes ice in order to quench his thirst. When Nemo completes the structure, he climbs it up to the top, but the glass window is only a few centimeters away from him. The burglar then decides to climb down and uses a notebook to sketch a fresh design for the pyramid while the smart home alternates the photos captured by security cameras. Nemo observes the housekeeper named Jasmine dining on the stairs as one of the cameras is pointed at her. Once the girl leaves, he goes to the door, hoping to turn off the heating because it's 38 degrees inside the smart home, but he's still unsuccessful. When he attempts to open a can of food without a can opener, it cuts and injures him. The man must hide himself in the refrigerator to avoid the heat and the thirst. In the evening, Nemo eventually opens the canned food, takes a small meal, and keeps the rest for the next day. Nemo sees a pigeon hiding from the rain while he's eating, but it can't make it through because of the glass. The next morning, he uses the statue as a crowbar to open one of the rooms, where he finds some food, meat, and canned dog food. Suddenly, he hears the sound of water pouring. The smart house turns on the irrigation system, and then Nemo runs to the greenhouse to get a good drink of water. He continues to search for materials for his structure, assembling the tables and taking apart the beds. Finally, he manages to get to the windows on the ceiling, but the glass frame is as sturdy as everything else in the house. When the penthouse continues to get hotter, Nemo starts drawing pictures in the notebook while keeping an eye on Jasmine to pass the time. The moment he notices that the girl is cleaning the area next to the door where he is stranded, he tries to call for assistance, but the girl is listening to music on her headphones and cannot hear anything. At this point, Nemo realizes that his chances of escaping this house are closing. Then he decides to turn to the TV. Concurrently, the smart house switches to a lower setting, and the temperature begins to drop. The next day, the watering system in the greenhouse fills the bowls he had previously left, so he pours the collected water into a bottle for drinking later. Once the thief regains his power, he proceeds to explore the other rooms, He smashes a vase and crafts goggles from its broken pieces, and then he ascends to the top of a pyramid to start carving the frame of the window. The following day, as he cooks, Nemo talks with himself to get over his loneliness. Later, he watches the employees of the building and talks with them via the screen. The thief becomes disappointed when he smashes concrete around the glass frame and finds the window fastened with non-removable nuts. The man decides to abandon his plans for the moment, then spends the rest of the evening looking at New York City through the telescope. When the smart home temperature significantly falls to 6 degrees, Nemo tries to subdue the thermostat, but as it was in the beginning, he is unsuccessful. Nemo then gets into bed and puts on everything he can find to make himself warm up. The next morning, Nemo spent most of his time trying to dismantle the glass window frame by using his pocket knife. The burglar, tired of loneliness, decides to strike up a conversation with a pigeon and requests that it take him to the park. The man begins to sketch the painting on the wall for his own amusement. Afterwards, he discovers a passageway concealed behind a closet wall, where he discovers a rubber doll of the house's owner clutching a copy of a book talking about heaven and hell in addition to a self-portrait. The moment he returns with the art piece Nemo, he notices that the pigeon is already dead. That same day, the man sees Jasmine sitting near the door again after cleaning, then tries his best to get her attention by shouting. However, the girl can't hear him since she's listening to her headphones. Nemo gets tired, falls to the bed, and is ready to meet his fate. Having in his dream, he sees the skyscraper owner organizing an artwork exhibition that he also attended. The flat owner makes him a close buddy and talks about Egon Schiele's art piece, but the man becomes sidetracked when he notices Jasmine. Nemo decides to make his way inside the darker building as the master of ceremonies delivers a very weird speech. The dream ends just as he is about to ascend the glowing steps. In the morning, Nemo disassembled the chair to craft a makeshift wrench to remove the nuts securing the frame of the glass. Since he's hungry, Nemo takes the same makeshift wrench to fish it out of the aquarium and eats it. Due to his protracted loneliness, Nemo starts making jokes and drawing with charcoal, and the artwork occupies nearly the entire wall. However, this bores him as well, so Nemo decides to create a better wrench tool and succeeds in unscrewing a couple of nuts before the wood breaks. Every day, there are more nuts unscrewed, but there are fewer chair legs and less food left. Nemo also constructs a sort of altar in front of the drawing, on which he places each unscrewed nut. The weather changes after a few days, and the temperature begins to rise again. Nemo remains imprisoned in the penthouse for several days, and because there is not enough water in the house, he creates a toilet out of a dried-up pool. The extended period of loneliness starts to drive Nemo insane. He wears the owner's clothing and starts to sing by himself. As he unscrews yet another nut, the man trips and falls from his pyramid, injuring his leg. Nemo desperately tries to keep himself alive by tying up the injured leg. As he consumes the rest of his dinner, Nemo admires the splendor of New York City at night. He turns around and he spots Jasmine coming in his direction. The girl approaches him and takes a seat beside him. Because the girl is only a hallucination, her lips halt just before the kiss, and her hand never touches the thief's flesh. Nemo realized that the girl was really a creation of his imagination and had been alone in the room the entire time. Nemo covers his leg with a bandage and waits for the wound to heal. However, the penthouse owner appears standing behind the mirror, strikes Nemo on the shoulder, and passes out. But when he regains consciousness, he understands that his prolonged seclusion and captivity are causing him to experience hallucinations. He looks up and sees a smoke detector hanging from the ceiling. Nemo rips the magazine into tiny bits and tries to light a fire using a magnifying glass. He makes his way to the sensor and holds up his torch. The fire system activates sprinklers. After hours of non-stop rain, no one has arrived to save him. Nemo roams the house aimlessly, unsure of what to do next. He notices that it's snowing outside and that everything is blanketed in white. When the rainfall stops in the apartment, Nemo sees the owner's dog and daughter outside the window as he narrates his final message in voiceover. Just moments later, Nemo finds himself at a sort of altar, where all the unscrewed nuts are neatly arranged. He stands in front of his drawings and adds more lines to them, apologizing to the apartment's owner for all the mess he has done in his apartment. Nemo makes the final decision to ascend his pyramid for the last 2 nuts. The glass container they were in tumbles to the ground. The camera rotates through the messy apartment and stops at Nemo's pyramid and the already open hatch, implying that the protagonist has finally escaped the smart house. This brings the movie to an end. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to watch more of my videos. Have a good day.